I'm receiving early inheritance of $100K. Shall I use this to increase a down payment for a house or dollar cost average into a tax-free bucket? I'm 32. I'm a full-time single dad, saving 25% of a $50K salary, and I have a $30K in pension. What do you think? This is a big sum of money for him. Like, how should he think about this?
Well, can I speak to something first that I think is really interesting?
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with this question. Well, it has a little bit to do with this question. He said I'm receiving an early inheritance. I assume that what this means is that his parents, whoever this person in his life is that decided to leave them some money, said, hey, rather than waiting until we pass, rather than like giving this wealth, passing this along posthumously, we're going to do it now while we're living. That's just a really interesting thing. I see a lot of people do it. I see that becoming a lot more common of folks saying, hey, rather than just leaving all this money to my kids when I leave, I'd rather get to see them use it and use it for like meaningful things now while I'm still here on this earth and able to like see them enjoy it and see them. I just think that that's a really, really interesting thing. Now, when we get down to his question, hey, how should I use it? This won't be super surprising. I think that our answer is going to be,
it depends.
It depends. It depends.
But we can give you some details and context on that is because, first of all, you said you're a single dad, 32. I mean, I think with kids, you're probably thinking education, so setting roots for the kids to have friends, neighbors, and schoolmates that they grow up with is an important thing. So I can understand why looking at a house would be important. But remember, we try to give grace in the financial order of operations in the fact that on your first house, you only need to put down 3 to 5%. Now, there is another thing sitting under the current with your housing is that we love for housing to be under 25% of your income. And you also shared another component is that your income, is right around the national median. I mean, it's right around because I think the national median income is around $54,000.
I think so, right around there.
So yours is right there with it. A little bit extra of that gift could go towards the down payment to help offset that 25%. So that's one way to squeeze the balloon is you could minimize the down payment. That would leave more to invest or for emergency reserves and other things. Or you could put down a little bit extra to push the payment down. But more than likely, you're still going to be able to have extra money to run into the financial order of operations to consider funding the Roth IRA, to get into your retirement accounts. That all of this should work together, but it is going to be a matter of sitting down, writing out your goals, writing out your objectives, and then figuring out where the intersection points for your, all these different profile points where they intersect. That's the answer to it depends.
I think another thing that I'd want to know is what's your timeline for this home purchase? So it may actually be that you may be doing both. These dollars may be used for a future home down payment, but if that home down payment is 5, 7, 10 years in the future, well, there might not be anything wrong with dollar cost averaging those into a low cost index fund after-tax portfolio right now, and then being able to use those dollars for a down payment down the road. I think your timeline will likely dictate which one makes the most sense.